in reflecting about the, dare I call it, circus in Washington, D.C., what's been going on, the three-winged circus, the last few weeks. While I, I do not know for sure anybody's state of mind or motivation or anything, so I'm just talking about how it appears. But it seems like a lot of what was fueling the Republicans, specifically those in the House, to some extent, Ted Cruz, of course, and his friend in the Senate, was there was a lot of pride and honor involved in that. Most of the Tea Party people are new to Congress, and so we're going to come in and we're going to force our way and we're going to make everything happen, and then hanging out, of course, until the last minute, whereby the government's not functioning for over 2 weeks. And so, just the kind of egotism and attachment to reputation and arrogance that, at least that's what I impute on the situation. So I thought I would, since we can't do much about other people's mental states, although I must say, whenever we're doing purification and we're bowing to the Buddha, I have the whole Congress and the White House and the Supreme Court around me bowing to the Buddha with me, And it's an incredible visualization to imagine all these people being humble and, and them thinking of the Buddha's qualities, specifically compassion. And, so I really bring them into the visualization. In any case, since we can't change their minds, the only minds we can change are our own, it's also a good opportunity for us to look at the role honor plays in our mind and how we get attached to our honor and our reputation and arrogantly set up a role for ourselves. This is my territory. This is what I am going to accomplish. Nobody is going to stop me because I'm right and I'm going to win. And how when we get in that frame of mind and cling to those things, to being right, to winning, to being noticed, and people regarding us as, oh, that's somebody important, to really do some self-examination about what happens to our own mind when it gets caught up in that way of thinking. Yeah, and how when it does, our compassion goes down, doesn't it? Because we're very puffed up, very inflated, and our concerns are all with ourselves. And in that kind of mind, there's no space for thinking about the effects of our actions on others. There's no space for considering the feelings and experiences of others, because we will just fight to the death to get what we want and preserve our own honor. And if you look historically, this attachment to honor, reputation, being right, winning, has been a theme from, I would say, beginningless time in human societies. And to think of how many people got killed because of that. In some societies, there's so much revenge killing. You dishonored my sister, therefore I'm taking revenge on you, or you dishonored my sister, therefore I'm killing my sister because she's a disgrace to the family. It all comes out of this attachment to honor and reputation and, of course, controlling things. I don't know much about what was it, the McCoys and the Hatfields, but I suspect it was something very similar. I think when we look in you know, Mubarak and Assad, you know, it's going on there with them, you know. It's, you know, how human beings just get attached to honor and being right and winning. And yet what is that? That isn't even something physical that you can put your hand on and say, now I possess it. Yeah, it's all a mental construct. Honor, reputation, completely mental constructs. And yet how powerful the attachment is to those things that we fabricate in our own mind. You know? And how that attachment makes us speak to others, how it makes us act towards others, how it damages others, and as was just displayed in DC, how it damages oneself. Yeah, because the Republicans look, or at least the Tea Party, looks completely foolish after this whole thing. Yeah, and so and then the harm done to the country and the world and, you know, everything like this. So to really think in our own lives, you know, when have I gotten stuck in that kind of thinking? And how does it play out in my life? And what can I do about it? You know, how can I, you know, make myself more humble so that I am one of a group and care about everybody in the group of living beings? Yeah. So what meditations do I need to do? What qualities do I need to really make sure stay very high priority in my mind so that I constantly come back to them and cultivate them? Mm-hmm. So in this kind of way, I think what we do is we learn from other people's mistakes. Yeah? And so, you know, because we could get very caught up in being angry and being cynical and everything. But if we look at what went on in DC and say, I have the potential to behave in that same way, yeah, then it, you know, then we learn from their mistake instead of it fueling other negative qualities in us like cynicism and anger. Okay? And learning from other people's mistakes is a really good thing to be able to do, because having to make all those mistakes ourselves each lifetime in order to learn anything, we'll never get liberated that way, because there's infinite number of mistakes. Yeah, so learning from those of other people is very helpful to us.